Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Crunchyroll going crazy. Apparently, they are involved in over how many millions of takedown?
45 million?
45 million copyright takedown requests. Right?
Yes.
This is absolutely insane. This is making the rounds right now. And it looks like they hired a third party to go around and take down material they thought was infringing on their rights. But this is not a good look. I mean, I understand wanting to protect your intellectual property, but we're talking, I mean, 45 million?
Mm-hmm. 45 and they said in general, there's been like over 10 billion. Google's received 10 billion URL requests, takedown requests of copyright infringement. But particularly for them, it's been about 45 million just for Funimation Crunchyroll.
Yeah, so let's talk about this, because I think they're looking at like any anime that's on their platform. They think they have a right to take down. I've seen, I don't know if it's Crunchyroll in particular, but like other manga publishers go after like fan art even, or people putting screenshots up of, I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to clownfish-clownfish-.com. Join the Reef. We have a community. We're growing over there. We got podcasts over there. We got merch over there. That's where all of our merch is going to be sold going forward. So thank you so much for the support. You guys have done really, really good job this month, and I thank you for it. Yeah, so this is coming from, let's see, CBR. They said reps of major anime streaming services Crunchyroll and formerly Funimation are revealed to be among the most active in issuing copyright takedown requests, totaling over 45 million of them. Google has announced it passed a rather unfortunate milestone of receiving over 10 billion URL takedown requests from the search results. The transparency report provides deeper insight into the data as of December 6th. Over 10 billion.
I'm assuming that was last year.
Yeah. 10 billion URLs have been requested for delisting from 5.4 million domains, indicating a rather small number of sites committing these alleged infringements. An even smaller pool comprises the organizations claiming to be copyright owners of the content and those that act on their behalf. Okay, that's important.
That's the kicker. Act on their behalf.
Yeah. So apparently it's this remove your media.
It's one of them. Yes.
And there are companies out there. We've actually gotten into it with these kinds of organizations before. They're parasites, right? This happened with Warner Chappelle Music too. They would go around and on behalf of Warner Brothers, they would issue takedown requests. We had this happen when we were doing blogging. We had photos up, and we were contacted by Mattel before, Paramount before, but it wasn't actually them. It wasn't like it actually came from the desk of somebody at these companies. It was some parasite that had to justify their existence.
Job, yeah.
And it's like a law firm they hire or whatever. It said the takedown form technically allows anyone to pose as an organization representing a copyright owner. However, it adds that false claims open up liability for damages. So it's very likely the overwhelming majority of the copyright claims were enacted on Crunchyroll Funimation's behalf. The company's split URL claims are 8.02 million and 37.09 million respectively. They said that the company itself only reported 7,000 of them. And it's Remove Your Media LLC. And they said, per testimony on social media and an extensive report by Anime Motivation this year, Remove Your Media is also among the top 6 active reporting companies in the world. So there are companies that go around now, and they do this with image searches too, especially with AI. They reverse image search for stuff. So they probably are using AI to some degree, and then they just hit you with a claim. I don't know if they're hitting these sites for financial damages, but it's turning out that this isn't exactly legal.
A lot of them, they're saying they said outside these requests, they associate with the people going after like the piracy groups and stuff. Yeah. But that wasn't this from the way it sounds. It says outside the copyright takedown requests. They were doing that on top of it, which I agree taking the piracy sites down. I get why they're doing it. But we're talking like people are getting flagged for the stupidest things because you hire these companies and they just go flag everybody for any little possible infraction.
Yes.
Even if it's not warranted.
And this kind of goes along with, I think it was Crunchyroll that was hitting people in Artist Alley too, right? I remember that. They were going around and anybody that had their copyrighted characters on prints or whatever, fan art, they were hitting them there too. And I'm like, this is a surefire way to turn your fans against you. Like, I understand you don't want people re-uploading, content that's maybe paywalled or whatever, but like fan art, you're gonna go after people for fan art. You're gonna go after people that maybe have a website like a Dragon Ball, and that happened too. There were people doing fan videos of Dragon Ball, and they were getting hit too because they were like doing like, hey, let's do a deep dive into Dragon Ball, and they were using that footage. So yeah, there's somebody at Crunchyroll and FUNimation is really taking this to the extreme.
It doesn't seem to be them. The companies they're hiring,
yes,
seems to be taking it to the extreme. And we've seen this before with other companies, like involving Google and YouTube and things.
Yeah, and again, I'm just saying, like, they're going to have to rein this in because it spreads like wildfire in the fandom. The companies that do this kind of shit, I don't think anybody's arguing, the legality of like you don't want to upload whole episodes.
But go back to the other company, the company listing page. What was interesting to me was when you go down here and read about it, they were saying we're licensed and insured to maintain our own legal counsel in the U.S. So we currently maintain enforcement of over a catalog of 10,000 titles in motion picture, television, publishing. So what they're doing is they're basically like, you hire us, we have our own legal counsel, so you don't have to worry about the legality of it. We'll handle that. You know what I'm saying? So like, people are just hiring them thinking, well, they're just going to take care of it. They have their own legal counsel, have to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's overreach though too, because you don't know how far they're going to go. Like I said, we got contacted before. It was pretty recently. It's Paramount. We actually on our one blog. One of our writers put some images up of the upcoming Ninja Turtle action figures, and it was on a message board that somebody actually got these toys early, and they came after us.
They were their own personal toys they had purchased.
Yeah, they were their own personal toys, or they got them somehow. But there are pictures. They were pictures from another website, and they used, I believe, Google reverse image search to find it, and then they filed a complaint against us. We've had other copyright trolls basically try to file complaints against us for using publicly available images. We had one, it was an obituary for a guy that was a
theme park guy,
and it was actually their official photo of him from the obituary. So we put the obituary up, and then they were like, oh, you need to pay us $3,000. And so we pushed back, and we never heard from them again.
No. So these companies go out there deliberately trying to bully you, but they're basically like, we have our own legal counsel. So yeah, to Crunchyroll and FUNimation, hiring one of these places is great because they don't have to do anything. If they false flag you and there's a lawsuit, they don't have to deal with it. They're good. You hire them and they'll deal with it themselves. Yeah. But they know most people aren't even going to be able to fight it.
No, most people aren't. And again, I agree if it's like you're uploading episodes or full manga or stuff like that, they have a right to protect themselves. But I mean, there were people even before this getting hit for reviewing manga, and it was like one panel.
Yes.
And they were like, oh my God, this is copyright shit.
Overreach.
Like, way to kill the enthusiasm for your product, right? So anyway, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Let's wrap this up, guys. There you go. Be very careful with Crunchyroll stuff. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Join the reef. Go to clownfish-.com. That's clownfish-.com. You will get exclusive access to podcasts and videos and comic strips and more, as well as merch discounts. Check it out. If you were a member, you could get this t-shirt, this dismal t-shirt on our website. You'd get a 10% discount on that. You can also join in the community on clownfish-.com. Thank you so much for the support.